Welcome to Health Conscientious Entrepreneurs, where we uncover secrets to entrepreneurship, life, and healthy habits to achieve radiant health. I'm your host, Ngoc Tai, and today I have my friend Zehra, all the way from New York area. Welcome, Zehra, to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm actually across the border in Canada.
Oh my goodness, you're Canada. Okay, so close neighbors.
Yes, very close. Close
Awesome.
Cousins.
Well, please share your background and what you do and what brings you joy.
Oh, what brings me joy? So many things bring me joy. Going out for a walk with my puppy brings me joy. But I'll share what I do. I promote law of attraction as a way to live life. I help people move forward with anything that they want to achieve using strategies that are based on the law of attraction. So when we get stuck somewhere, it is always because of the way we think our thoughts. And so through my books and my online programs and my coaching, I help people to get unstuck so that they can move forward with whatever it is they want to achieve.
Yes, the mind is so powerful if we tap into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
And a lot of us are stuck because we're not been able to awaken, right? To tap into the mind.
Yeah. I think it's more about not being aware of what our mind is doing because we are not always mindful. We are mindful when we are paying attention to something, but then we go off on autopilot. And when we are on autopilot, that autopilot is based on our habit of thinking. And if our habit of thinking is negative, then the autopilot is generating negative energy. The problem is we don't see ourselves as being negative because we want good things to happen. Nobody ever wants anything bad to happen to them. But there's a difference, and I discovered this difference many years ago, that there is a difference between being positive and wanting positive results. So I used to be someone that, if you asked me, I would say I was the most positive person in the whole world. But I was saying that because no one wanted good things to happen more than I did. But then I realized that wanting good things to happen is not the same as thinking positively. And that is the difference. Once we start understanding that our thoughts are what is holding us back, wanting good things to happen is not the same as thinking positively about it. That's when we start to make changes. And that's kind of has become it. I never meant it to be, but because I made huge changes in my life, and my friends and family and people that I shared with could see those changes, they started asking me for help. How did you do this? And this is how it just got me started on a whole different path of realizing my potential and living my life purpose, that if you had asked me, I wouldn't have been able to tell you that I was going to be an author and a coach and run online courses. I would never be able to tell you that. Amazing. So anyway, that's all about me. I'll stop now.
But before that, you had a different life, right? Before this journey of where you're at, you had to go through an awakening, right, to where you are now.
Many times. It was like the universe was going, don't you get it? Many times before I actually got it. So yes.
Yeah. I think we all have to, because we're so used to our old habits, right? We're so used to doing the same thing. We're so used to our life that we just didn't wake up. Even the universe saying, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Yeah,
until like something dramatic.
Exactly.
Yeah. So who did you initially, when you thought about law of attraction, who did you listen to someone? Who were your inspiration when you got into this journey of law of attraction?
Okay, so law of attraction is a new term that has come into use and been promoted by Abraham Hicks and The Secret Movie. However, the concepts that today are referred to as law of attraction have been around for a very long time, all the way back to Napoleon Hill, Nightingale, and a lot of other teachers, and all of those teachers are part of my journey. So I think I used to love reading fiction when I was a kid, but I actually started reading nonfiction when I was 18. And I've read so many different authors and learned something from each one of them and incorporated into my own philosophy of the way I teach people to get over the stumbling blocks that are holding them back. You can call it law of attraction, you can call it psychology, you can call it whatever you want. But at the end of the day, it is about learning how to deal with our thoughts so that we can achieve the results that we want. So I can't say that there's any one teacher that that triggered the growth that took place, but the teachers that I love and absolutely love and adore are Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, and Abraham Hicks.
Yes.
Those are the three. Yeah.
And I love them all. And Bob Proctor. Yeah. And so when you're talking about, brought up all the names, I was like, yes, I know them, because, they are. Everybody brings a different flavor of learning.
Absolutely. And there's so many, they're countless. Norman Vincent Peale. I don't know, I have so many books behind me, and there's so many teachers, and these books are not the extent of it, because I have more than this on audiobooks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I've learned from so many teachers, and I am grateful to all of them because I've learned something from each and every one of them.
Yeah. And one of my favorite that I always mention, that if I feel like I'm not grounded, I always go back to Deepak Chopra's affirmation. And I play that over and over, and it's just like those affirmations are just so powerful, A to Z, and it just makes total sense. And then when you start listening to them, you're like, okay, this makes sense,
Yeah, absolutely. So long journey, but here I am.
Yes, we all have our journey, right? We all had something that brings us to where we are at and what we're teaching. And it's so powerful what we're teaching, because we're just bringing awareness, to saying, okay, let's be aware of how we're living our life, and are we living our life to the fullest potential that we're meant to live?
Yes.
Right. And a lot of us, we get stuck and we're not like there. So what tools do you suggest for people to do or have to get them to do things differently, to think of life differently?
Oh my God, that's a huge question. I think that the first tool, which is really very easy, is just observation. Observation, when you observe what people are saying, what's coming out of their mouths, and what does their life look like, then you start correlating how people think and what they believe and what happens in their life. And then you can say, oh, that's me and that's not me. Or, oh, now I know why that person's life is like that. And now I know why my life is like that. So I think our observation is the first tool, and it's so easy because I'll tell you something, Ngoc. It's easier to see patterns in someone else than it is to see them in yourself.
That's very true.
But once you see them in someone else, then you can start seeing them in yourself. And if you decide that somebody is doing something better than you and you want to be like them, then you can become like them, right? Because observation, we learn from observation. We never learn from a lecture unless we can apply that to our own life and say, oh yes, that's me. You're talking about me. I'm exactly like that. Yes, right? So I think observation is the first tool. And then being able to tell the difference between a negative thought and a positive thought, that is huge. I think a lot of people don't understand the difference because if we did, then we would very quickly be able to change the way we think, our thoughts, and be in a better position to achieve the things that we want to achieve in life.
Mm-hmm.
So I teach an exercise called thought mapping.
Mm-hmm.
And it is literally a 5-minute exercise that teaches people whether or not, it's an assessment. It's an assessment that tells you whether or not you're thinking negative or positive thoughts most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that those are the two tools that I use now.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started, it was totally observation.
Yeah. It's so key because if we start listening to people's words and we start seeing their action, right? And those are two things that I noticed. Their words and the action, is it congruent in terms of what comes out and what they're doing?
Yes.
And then when you see that it's not incongruent, then is it what they're saying? Our brain doesn't register, right? Where our brain is trying to like figure out, it's okay, what is this person saying or doing? Why is that not congruent?
Exactly.
Yeah. And so for me, it's like I love observing people and seeing their actions, seeing their words, seeing what they're saying and their lifestyle. And you start picking up things when you start observing more and listening. And I think it's so important that we do, pay attention, because our life goes by so quick. Everything's like flash, 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 every single day, we just go by, and if we don't pay attention, and it just passes by so quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so in your coaching, when you have a client, you go through, how long is your program for your coaching?
It depends. I like to talk to people and find out where they are, because everybody's different. And some people can make a shift in 2 or 3 sessions, and for some people it takes longer. So I like to have a conversation that gives me an idea of how much work is required, because you're going to learn a new skill set, and how quickly you can learn depends on who you are, where you are in life, and the history that you've lived. So I'd say anywhere from 3 or 4 sessions to 10 sessions of coaching is usually what is required in order to create a permanent shift. You see, you can create a temporary shift in 1 session, but it's temporary. In order for that shift to become permanent, you need more work. And also you can't jump across steps. It has to be stepwise. So it takes a couple of sessions in order to get there. Yeah.
So do you do like gratitude journals, or do you write down your thoughts and your manifestation?
For myself?
Yes.
Gratitude or appreciation is the way I live life now. In the beginning, I'll tell you a little bit of a story. So in the beginning, I started using exercises that some of them I learned from other people, some exercises I developed myself, and my life improved in amazing ways. And then I got so busy that I stopped doing the things that made me successful. And then one day I said, oh, things are not really going the way I want them to go. I guess I should go back and start doing those exercises again. So I would get on the exercises, and then life would become good. And when life became good, I stopped doing them. And then I realized, no, I can never stop doing these things, because having a consistently happy and satisfied life depends on it. So what I did was I made a checklist, because actually I was coaching somebody and she needed structure. She needed a structured program. So I developed a structured program to help her. And it was based on my own experience of the exercises that I do that have now become, they're no longer exercises for me. They're just the way I live life. But I wrote them down, and then that turned into this workbook.
Oh, awesome. Yes.
Right. So this is the Unlimited 40-Day Law of Attraction workbook. And so what I have discovered is that the things that we need to do have to be simple, because if they are difficult, we won't do them.
Exactly.
So they have to be simple exercises. Then the next thing is they have to be concise, because we can't put our whole day doing this work. It has to be easy, and it has to take maybe 30 minutes to do. Because if somebody were to tell me you have to do this work for 2 hours a day, I'm going to be like, I don't have that kind of time. But 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes maximum, yes, we can do that.
Yes.
So the workbook is based on that concept. Make it easy and simple to apply. Make it so easy that you can do it, and it's not that time consuming. So I guess the biggest exercise in the book that is most time consuming is meditation, which is 15 minutes of meditation. All the other exercises take 15 minutes, so it's half an hour of work. But the amazing thing about it is, if you do it for 40 days, it becomes a habit. And then if you go off it, you will immediately notice that you felt better when you were on it than you were off it. So what has happened is that people who are doing the workout, as we call it, the 40-day workout, we come to end of a cycle of 40 days and we start over again. So we just keep doing the cycle over and over again. And there's a huge community of people in the Facebook group who do it together. We all do it together. And
awesome.
So it's and it becomes it's a amazing community where people can ask questions that have to do with their own lives, because unless you can take the stuff and apply it to your life, then you won't get results. It has to be applicable to you. So I guess this is what I do. I do this and have been doing it. So the book was published in 2015 or 2016, the first edition. And I've been doing the workbook ever since then for many years. And there are many people who are doing it with me. So I think that being consistent is the secret to success with law of attraction, just like it is the secret to success with anything else that you're going to do. When you learn a new skill, you've got to be consistent in practicing it. Practice makes permanent. Right?
Yes.
Practice makes permanent, and the perfection comes from doing it the right way. And on that note, I want to say that there are a lot of people talking about law of attraction out there who are in it for the money and don't really understand how law of attraction works. They're taking information from this, there, and everywhere, and repackaging it because they are marketing it but don't really understand it. So there's a lot of misinformation out there, which is leading to a lot of people not getting results with law of attraction. And the fact is that if you did really understand law of attraction, you would get results each and every time.
And I totally believe it, because my life has just changed so much since I went through my journey. Also the trauma I was experiencing, and then I came across Abraham Hicks, and then later on I came across Bob Proctor, and then Earl Nightingale and Napoleon Hill, and so I was like, oh my goodness. And then I started manifesting thoughts, and I started doing gratitude journal, and I started like writing down what I wanted and visualizing. And then every time I have these thoughts, and the universe is connecting me to different kinds of people, that I had these thoughts that I was like, wow, I was thinking I wanted to meet this doctor. I want to work with doctors and things like that for my water business. And now I'm working with all these doctors who I'm talking to them. And I would never thought that I would be where I'm at right now, talking to you, if I didn't like change the way my thoughts
Exactly.
were,
That's exactly right. I wouldn't have thought I'd be here either.
And it's so powerful if we can like tap into that, and if we can just say, okay, what is our brain has all this energy and all this power. If we can just like tap into understanding what we can manifest, because if you think about all the inventions in the world, and we really think about it, like if we just to stop and just say, how did all these things happen? Right? And we take things for granted, but it came from somebody's thought, right?
Yes, all inspiration comes from source.
Yeah.
People are inspired because they're in a place of allowing the inspiration to be received by them.
Right.
And then they act on the inspiration, and that's how all scientific discovery happens.
Yeah.
That's how everything comes about.
Yeah. And we think about technology, like the Zoom. We think about, all these flying and all that. It just comes from somebody's thoughts. Like
Yes,
going out to
absolutely.
space. It's like
Yes.
how I mean that's why we're different from animals and stuff. We're human beings. Human beings, we have a brain, and we have to be able to like say, okay, we have a brain to think, right? We have a brain that we need to utilize.
Well, thought is a tool. Thought is the tool that we have at our disposal in order for us to be able to generate the right emotion, because it's the emotion that results in a manifestation, not the thought. The thought is the tool that creates the emotion. And in the context of health, what we need to understand is that there is no health situation that you cannot recover from or change using the power of your thought. And you have to, that has to be your core belief. Because what I find happening is people split their energy. So they say, oh, I can fix this using my thought, and then the next minute they say, but I'm not getting better. So you're pulling in this direction and you're pulling in this direction, then you don't go anywhere, because it's like a tug of war going on. You have to stop saying, where's the improvement, and just say, my body knows what to do. My body knows what to do. Because your body does know what to do. You don't tell your heart how to pump blood. You don't tell your digestive system how to digest food. Your body knows what to do. And if you just trust that your body knows what to do, you can recover from every health situation that comes through. And in fact, if you start trusting your body, you'll find that you won't have any health problems. You won't need anything to assist you, because you'll just start living life in a little bubble where everything is beautiful and your body knows exactly what to do, right? So it's about our aura. What energy field are we creating around us? The energy field that we create around us, if it is strong, it will not let anything in. But if the energy field that we create around us has weak spots in it, then things that we don't want will come in. And so how do we create this aura? How do we create the energy field around us? We create it by thinking thoughts that generate the right emotion, because the vibration we send out is based on emotion. Let me give you an example. If you walk into a room, very simple, if somebody is angry, you can feel their anger. You don't feel their thoughts, you feel their anger. So what is vibrating from us is our emotion, not our thought. And it's the emotion that creates that aura. It's the emotion that creates that energy field. And worry creates holes in the energy field. So your worry, negative emotion, anger, revenge, blame, guilt, fear, they are negative emotions that create cracks literally in that armor, which is your aura. And if you have cracks, then all sorts of things will come in. All sorts of germs and viruses and stuff will come in. So if we generate a vibration of hope, enthusiasm, love, satisfaction in our life, those positive emotions then create an aura that does not have any chinks in it, that does not have any cracks in it, and then nothing can come in. And you start living your life in this bubble where you feel like, you're protected. And you are, but it's not someone outside of you protecting you. It is you who is creating the energy field that is protecting you. And so that is worth learning how to do, and how to think your thoughts so that you can accomplish that. That is the important thing. And that is what law of attraction, at the end of the day, that is what law of attraction is all about, because nothing can happen. Money will flow freely. Health will be amazing. relationships will improve. Everything will respond to the aura that you're creating.
Yeah, I totally believe it, because when
Yeah,
I walk around and people have told me, I was like, I can feel your energy. I can feel
exactly.
your aura. I can feel like what you're giving out. And I'm the
Yes,
same too, because I can feel people's energy. They're positive or
yes,
negative. And many people have said,
absolutely.
people say to me, it's like, you have this aura, this like this energy that you're giving
Yes,
out. And
exactly.
we are all energy. We're all giving
That's
out
right.
vibrations. We're all giving out these frequencies, when we're
That's
emotions or
right.
alignment or not.
Yes, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And everything is about that energy.
Yeah.
Everything in our life is about that.
Yeah, and it's so powerful. We really recognize that, and exactly what you're saying. You can sense people's negativity when you walk in a room, and
Yes.
sometimes when I sense people's negativity, I'm like, "Whoa!" I'm gonna step back, and I'm not gonna engage with that person, because I know they'll suck my energy, and I call it an energy vampire. I'm like, "Okay, you guys, I need to not be around like negative aura."
Yes, and that is so true. And as you keep doing the work, what happens is nobody can be an energy vampire to you,
Yeah.
because you start living in this bubble where what anyone else is saying or doing does not affect you.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can take your energy away or
Mm-hmm.
suck it or bring you down emotionally unless you let them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
So
So
we need
you've
to
got to
build
be
that.
so steady. You've
Yeah.
got to learn to be so steady in your vibration that no one can shake you off your place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that is the aim. That is the end game. That is what we want.
Mm-hmm. So I need to like build stronger my armor around me, so that even though I sense them, I don't let them go through my aura, my
Well,
circle.
there's, you see, the thing is, people will not show you that aspect of their personality unless you meet them emotionally where they are.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're happy and you're in love with life and you are having an amazing day and you're thinking positive thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
that negative person who is always negative, but if you meet them, they will not be negative in that moment,
Mm-hmm.
because your energy is high. So this is why, we say birds of a feather flock together, or you should hang out with positive people, because when you hang out with successful positive people, then you become like them.
Yeah.
Well, if you maintain your energy at a high level,
Yeah.
then whoever, even if they are a negative person, usually they spend their life over here, but when they come into your orbit, they will rise to meet you
Mm.
there. So
Yes.
you will never experience the bad behavior of anyone,
Yeah.
because you are stable in your vibration. So you will never meet them at a time when they are not able to match your vibration, because law of attraction is exact. Law of attraction, what is law of attraction? Law of attraction says like vibration attracts like vibration.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot attract someone into your orbit who is not on the same vibration as you.
Mm.
The thing that happens is we have belief systems about people. And so if you believe that that person is disagreeable, what happens is, if this is the emotional scale, which means
Uh-huh.
love is over here and worry is in the middle and down here is despair, you
Uh-huh.
see this person, you were having a fantastic day. You were right up here at a place of love and joy, but you saw that person's face. And as soon as you saw that person's face, the thought you thought is, oh no, there's that person. They're
Yeah.
always unpleasant. Well, in thinking that thought, you leave that place and you come over here.
Ah.
When you're over here, now when you meet them, you're not going to enjoy yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
The thing that we need to learn to do is to see the person and say, there's that person. And I send them love and blessings, because I'm not going to allow them to pull my switches.
Yes.
Nobody pulls my switch except me.
Agree. Yes.
I choose to see you and bless you and send you good vibes
Yeah.
so that I can stay here.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to bring me down to your level.
Yeah.
And if you don't go down to their level, then they cannot be inappropriate with you.
Yeah. And also, I think those kind of people, if they know how you are and they're down there, they probably stay away from you because they don't want to go.
Yes, absolutely they do. because
Yeah, because
they
it's
won't
just,
feel comfortable. They won't
yeah,
feel comfortable around you.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're very,
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
unfortunately, I have some of those people in my life, and they stay away from me because, I'm like, you're always happy. It's like, yeah, well, there's nothing to, it's life. Why should
Yeah,
I be happy? Why should I,
yeah,
be in a bad vibration? Life is wonderful. I breathe every single
absolutely.
day. I wake up,
Absolutely.
I'm healthy. Like, what is there?
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
Exactly.
yeah. And so for me, it's like, as long as I'm every day, I enjoy waking up. I love what I do. I love meeting people, and I love sharing my water. I love sharing my business. I love just sharing. And so I'm in a different vibration. And so, like, if you don't like it, then just stay away from me.
Exactly. Yeah. And they'll do that automatically. You don't have to say anything. It'll just
Exactly.
happen on its own.
That's awesome. I mean, my goodness, it's just, I think we can talk forever and ever. And I just so enjoy
We
talking to you.
can.
Yes, I just so enjoy learning from you. Is there any other things that people can do that you would suggest, like for people to shift right now? If they really become aware and start listening and paying attention, what other steps can they take right now to kind of shift their vibration?
In the context of health, and any other subject that you want to improve, there are a couple of ways to do it. So let's talk about the strategies. There are two main strategies that we can use. One is thinking, the other one is not thinking. So we can think our way to wellness, or we can stop thinking and get off the subject. And we can do that using meditation. So in law of attraction, everything gravitates to two types of tools. Tools that are meditation based and tools that are thought based. So meditation is an extremely important tool because when you meditate, you stop thinking negative thoughts. When you stop thinking negative thoughts, the universe can help you to accomplish positivity. So I definitely think that people should learn how to meditate, and they should focus on finding the place that is meditation, which is a place of silence, which is a place where you feel completely whole. And the thing with meditation is you never know how you got there, but you always know when you're coming out of meditation. For those people who are interested in learning about meditation, I have written a book on meditation called Peace Within. And if you go to my YouTube channel, you can find a meditation class that I've recorded and it's posted there. So I've been teaching meditation since 2013, and I think meditation is a shortcut. So if you're not getting results with law of attraction, it is because you don't really know how to think your thoughts, and that's okay. Leave that alone and just meditate. And if you just do meditation once a day for at least 15 or 20 minutes, so that's the one tool. The other tool is thought based. So meditation is about the absence of thought. The other tool is thought based. In thought based tools, there are a couple of different strategies. The first one is whatever the problem is, you feel yourself going there, you need to do an intervention. Just like, an intervention means you have to stop and divert your attention to something else. So that's the first tool. The second thought-based tool that is really helpful is physical exercise. When you do physical exercise of any type, and you go to a level that is cardio, which gets your heart pumping, when you get your heart pumping, you're not able to think anything except focus on your heartbeat. So that's the other tool that we can use. We can use our physiology and our metabolism in order to control our thinking. You know how they say, if you smile, people can hear your smile over the phone line? That's kind of how that works. Our physiology is linked to our emotion. So if you change your physiology, you can change your emotion. And the third thing is, for those things that you cannot shake up, like they're just stuck, things that are, to do with your abundance, maybe to do with a relationship, maybe to do with your health, they're just stuck and you're not getting any improvement. That means that you've got beliefs about this, that unless you find and change those beliefs, you cannot make progress. So then what I do is I have a course called the Heart and Mind Alignment Method, which is where I show people how to shift their negative beliefs and achieve results and be able to leave all of that in the past. So those are a couple of tools that I would use and depending on who I'm working with and what they need, we devise a strategy that consists of usually a couple of tools at the same time.
Awesome. That's amazing. Those are just really simple things that we can just like do right now. Yes, to shift and just shift the mindset, shift the thoughts and shift that.
Well, the one thing that you can do right away, quick intervention, is stop, breathe, and appreciate. It's very quick. It takes less than 60 seconds. If I notice that I'm feeling something that has me knotted in here, stop yourself, pay attention to that feeling, because that feeling is your guidance telling you that you need to shift the way you're thinking your thoughts. So stop, breathe. Couple of times, 3 or 4 times is really good, because breathing reconnects us with your positive energy, with our source. So breathe, and then shift your attention from whatever you are thinking about, shift your attention from your life basically onto nature. Because when we think about nature, we can't go negative because there's so much goodness in nature, right? It's harder to find things to appreciate in our life, but easier for us to find things to appreciate in nature. So just shift your attention to something that you can appreciate for maybe, Abraham says, 16 seconds. So if you can focus positively on 16 seconds, then you've changed the direction of your thought. And if you stay in that mode for 2 minutes, you get enough positive momentum going that now the next manifestation that happens will be better than before.
Wow, that's so simple. Stop.
It is.
Breathe.
Stop, breathe, appreciate.
Yeah, appreciate. Yes, awesome. Very simple. Anybody can do that, just to shift a little bit. Yes. Awesome.
I like keeping things simple, because I think if something is very hard to do and it's going to take me hours to do, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, and appreciation is so important, because if we really look at the simple act of appreciation, right?
That's right.
It's like you don't take things for granted. You appreciate the simple things in life that bring you to where you are at, right? And then you don't compare yourself to what you don't have. You're just like, okay, I appreciate everything that's given to me.
Yeah.
Right? And I appreciate the journey. I appreciate this life. I appreciate my body. I appreciate this happiness that I'm feeling.
Absolutely.
You just totally shift your condition, because you could be worse off. You could be like, you have illnesses or something like that, but just appreciate what you have that's given to you. It's so powerful.
And it's interesting that you say that. So I'm just going to add on top of it, because our general topic here is health. I'm going to say that there are so many things. So even if you have a health situation going on, but there's so many things in your body that are working. And if you could just shift your attention to the things that are working, then the things that are not working will start working. But as long as you keep focusing on the thing that is not working, then you are perpetuating it, because law of attraction will magnify whatever you put your focus on.
Yeah.
You get what you think about, because if you think about something, you focus on it, you perpetuate it. Yeah. But thinking about a health problem means that you're perpetuating the health problem, you're not finding the solution.
Yeah.
Finding the solution means I am going to ignore the problem.
Yeah.
And I'm going to focus on things that are working.
Yeah.
Right? And then the things that are not working will start working. Yeah. And I can visualize the end result, visualize being well, visualize that your body knows what to do, visualize that the blood is flowing through your veins and you're not making that happen. Your body knows what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, when you talk
right?
about that, it reminded me of the story I read about this person who got stuck in their freezer, and they thought that it was very freezing, and so in their mind they shut down. This person shut down and thought that that person's freezing to death, and then they passed away in the freezer thinking that's very cold. But when they found that person, the freezer wasn't on. They're just in the freezer, and it's all in their head that they're thinking it's so cold, I'm dying from freezing and stuff like that. But it was all in the brain that they shut down the
Yes.
brain. But the freezer was normal.
It just shows you the power of visualization. So
Yeah.
when you do that, you're visualizing a negative event, and you can just as easily visualize a positive event.
Yes, yes,
Right?
amazing. I think
Yeah.
we can talk forever and ever, but
Yes, we sure can.
so the one secret question that I always ask my everyone on the show is, if you had one superpower to change the world, what would that be and why? What would be?
Superpower?
Yeah, superpower. I give you
What's
any
our
superpower.
superpower? Our superpower is love.
Yeah, awesome.
Our superpower is love, is joy. I'm not going to be unhappy because something is happening in some part of the world or to someone else. Because if I leave my place of love and joy, then I am not contributing to the solution, I'm contributing to the problem. So the only power we have is the power of love.
Yes, so spread more love, spread more joy,
Absolutely.
spread more happiness,
Absolutely.
and
Yes.
create a better
Yes.
society. Wow, amazing. So if people want to find you, how would they find you?
Well, my blog is Z Mahoon. So Z, my first initial, and Mahoon, MAHOON.com.
Mhm.
So you can send me a message through my blog. You can read my blog. Obviously, I would like that very much.
Mhm.
I am on YouTube. I'm on Instagram and on Facebook. Anyone who purchases the unlimited workbook can join the Unicorn Club, which is where we do the 40-day workout. I also have another Facebook group, which is for people who want to connect with me without buying the workbook and doing the workout, which is called Unlimited Life.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can connect with me in so many ways. And one of the things I wanted to offer to anyone who is attending your event, Ngoc, is that people who don't have the workbook, but if they want to check out the Unicorn Club,
Mhm.
which is a phenomenal resource. We have so many videos and material on law of attraction in there. We have, I think, more than 500 videos on law of attraction on various subjects. You can check it out for 3 days. And you can then decide if you want to stay in the club, which would entail purchasing a workbook and sending the receipt to me.
Awesome.
But you can check it out for 3 days without having to make a purchase.
Yes, and we'll give them a link on how to
Sure,
get access to
sure.
that.
Well,
And,
they just have to send me a message through
yeah.
my website and they can join. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you coming on to the show, and I, oh my gosh, it's so powerful what you're teaching and what you're doing and impacting lives. And that's what the whole point of, for us, is to provide information and tools and tips for people to be able to use and change their paradigm and shift everything in their life to make it so better.
Exactly.
Yeah, powerful,
And
powerful.
I'm thrilled that there are people like you who are bringing this information to everyone who needs it. Thank you.
Well, thank you. All right.